What's up, dog fans? Of course, Knowshon's internet goes to crap right before the show started. He's been so good with his internet all year long. It is not, besides week one, he's been so good. Knowshon will be back. Tavarres King in the middle, Ben Jones on the outside, Aaron Murray here leading the charge, going to get everyone ready to go for the South's oldest rivalry this weekend. The Dogs look to get things right going against the Auburn Tigers. And like I said, we'll get Knowshon here. Hopefully soon. We'll see. We'll see. Internet's always a little spotty with Knowshon. But big week for the Dogs. Got to put last week behind them. Got to focus in on them Tigers. And here we go. We got Knowshon in the house. Knowshon, we're just talking about how good your internet's been until now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on today.
You look good, though. Not fuzzy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, fellas, before we get into X's and O's, Georgia's got a lot of rivals. Before I bring up where this Auburn one ranks, because I get asked this all the time, is Georgia-Alabama a rivalry game?
Georgia-Alabama?
Georgia-Alabama. Is it a rival now? Everyone thinks it's a rival because they play so much with SEC championships and national championships. It's been the two biggest powerhouses in college football. Is it a rivalry? Do you consider Georgia-Alabama a rivalry game? Ben, go first. Or TK, you had T.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Just with that, the caliber of games that they have been in the past and what they have amounted to and what they've meant, I think that it has stewed a good rivalry. So yeah, I would say they've become probably.
Is it too early though? Like, if I know they've been big games, Ben and Knowshon, like they've been monster games and crazy outcomes, but is it still too much in its infancy to consider it? It's like, I'm just comparing. It's like, this is the South's oldest rivalry this weekend between Georgia and now Auburn. Hundreds of years of playing this game, not hundreds, but like over 100 years of playing this football game. To me, Georgia-Alabama seems still very young. Doesn't mean I guess it can't be a rivalry, but just, I don't know. It's hard for me to grip, get my hands around that one.
I think I think more of a rivalry, you play them every year, like your Georgia, Florida, your Auburn. But no doubt, Alabama's been a huge game because they have been good. If they wasn't good or we wouldn't been good, it wouldn't be a rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, no matter if we're good or bad, Florida, Tennessee, and Auburn, that's our big games. No matter what. Mm-hmm. No matter if we're good or bad, that's always a game you're checking on a box.
Yeah, it doesn't even mention Georgia Tech. All right, Knowshon, rivalry or not rivalry?
My fault. Yeah, I think it's a rivalry because we're always the top two teams. So a rivalry game in that aspect, but shoot, not a good one on our part, record wise.
I mean, Tim hits in the chat. In my opinion, you got to win. You got to win something to create a rivalry. Right now, it's expected Alabama's going to win.
Yeah, it is. It is. At the same time, we've been in so many big games. You know what I mean? So I think those big games make it somewhat of a rivalry, but it's going downhill quickly.
One in the past 10 is hard to consider that a rivalry, unfortunately, for the Dogs. All right, so let's get to this rivalry game. Georgia-Auburn. It's number 2 on my list behind Georgia-Florida. So as Ben laid out, there's Georgia-Tennessee, there's Georgia-Florida, there's Georgia-Auburn, there's Georgia-Georgia Tech. Knowshon's dog agrees with Georgia-Georgia Tech being the number 1 rivalry. Ben, where's Auburn rank for you?
2, behind Georgia-Florida, because it's always late in the year. It's usually around Veterans Day, November 11th. It's usually right at the end of the season, so you got to have it. Like, if you're trying to go for the SEC championship, it was always tucked at the end of the schedule. Like, it was one that you had to win. And going to Auburn, that place is electric. Like, it's one of those places at the end of the year, you're like, man, I hope they're not good, because if they're competing for a game, they know they got Alabama coming up like the next week, so they have to win that game usually to win their side. So it's always a must-win game for them.
T?
Yeah, I would probably say that, probably put him in the 2 spot as well. I mean, you always have a bunch of guys that are from Georgia. Auburn's right there on that Georgia line right there in Columbus. So you always have a bunch of guys that are from right there. So yeah, I mean they're always chippy. You know that very well,
I know
Murray.
that very well.
So yeah, it's just a fun one for sure. Every time you're down there, it's always rocking. So I like being down there. It's a good one.
Knowshon?
I'm gonna bump it down a little bit. I'm gonna bump it down to like 3 and something past that. I gotta go Georgia Tech number 2, man. I feel like if you let them get an inch, they take a mile. You know what I mean? They start getting disrespectful with it. You feel me? So, and I ain't even from Georgia, and I feel that way. So I'm like, they got to go number 2, and then I'll go, Auburn 3, 4, whatever the case may be after that.
All right.
Let's go to
hold up. Y'all don't feel like South Carolina with Spurrier? That was I feel like that was like a rivalry.
Well, that was such a small time ago. Like once again, like that was like a 4 or 5 year window.
Yeah, but it just felt like a game you just had to get up for. I don't know. Fans got up for. I don't know. It just felt.
Like South Carolina's history. I think they had one double-digit winning season in the history of South Carolina football before Spurrier got there. I did not know that. Like you think like SEC school, like they've had moments of being really good. They've only had like one double-digit winning season before Spurrier. Yeah, it was really just like the Spurrier era was kind of like their prime, which was for them really good.
Let's talk about this. Look at that. Hold on. Let's talk about this. This guy is the most
funny.
You got the Dos Equis man, and you got Knowshon Moreno. This guy has rabbits just in the crib, just roaming.
Like it's the dogs, and then the rabbit comes up and starts messing with me. I'm running all over.
Is it a rabbit or is it a bunny? Is there a difference?
Rabbit. He's trying to go in my room. I had to close the door.
What's the difference?
Who is that?
Is there a difference?
A rabbit and bunny. I guess a rabbit is probably a younger bunny. A bunny's probably when it grows up or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's Oreo, man. The bunny's going crazy.
See shit everywhere?
That boy Oreo
Oh no, they're potty trained, so they go
How
to
do you potty train a rabbit?
We didn't do it. The person we got him from, that's what they do.
Is it like a cat? Is there a litter box?
Yeah. They go in their little box. He just roams the house, him and his buddy.
They be roaming the house. They be trying to sneak in.
Hold on. So them dogs don't mess with that bunny?
Bro, it's the craziest thing.
Sure they don't mess with them.
It's the craziest thing.
Our oldest dog is good. He don't mess with them. Now we got these 2 puppies though, so they kind of curious, but they leave them alone as well. You got to teach them that they're part of the pack.
Yeah, of course. But that's just random as hell. Love it.
Dos Equis. That's Dos Equis right there.
Dos Equis, man, over. All right, let's go to the chat real quick. Connor, appreciate Connor always being here with us. And we had to move it up a day. I got a game tomorrow night. Ben has a softball game tomorrow, so we're a day early, which I don't mind being on Wednesday. So we'll talk about do we keep it on Wednesday instead of Thursday going forward too. But Connor Anderson in the chat, I meant to ask you this last time, Ben, but you said this is Auburn game, could be a trap game. I kind of wanted you to explain in more detail as to why.
Yeah, you're coming off an emotional game versus Alabama. Like your highs were so high, then it got your heart got ripped out of it, and everybody's talking about it. You were so close. You're in your feelings, and Auburn's really not had a good season so far this year. They've had some heartbreakers, and I feel like they just let games slip away from them at the end. They've been in a lot of games and can't beat Cal, Arkansas, now Oklahoma. Those are the games that, like, if you don't come out ready to play, they can jump on you early, and you're like, oh, this team is actually good. Like, this is not a Vandy. This is not a Middle Tennessee State. Like, this team has dudes. They just caught some bad breaks, and it all comes down to their quarterback play. If their quarterback plays well, they're a good team.
Are they good enough to come on? Like, I'm going to ask you this, everyone. The difference between, because Ben brought up Jordan Hare, it is a weird place to play. It's a different place to play. Weird shit happens there. But playing this game at home just feels a little bit different, though, right? Like maybe it can sneak up on you on the road there, but I just feel like at home there's a little bit too much. And I'll throw to YouTube, TK Knowshon. Like, could this be a trap game?
It definitely could. And I mean, just putting it the way Ben put it. But you got, I mean, on the other side of that, you got a Georgia team that just coming off a heartbreak, the way that they played. I mean, essentially, if you look back on it, the last 2 games we played weren't our caliber of games, except for a half. So you got a Georgia team that's probably hungry, working their ass off. Bloody Tuesday was probably extra bloody. Yeah, T-Boar's being, it was probably out there
No doubt.
getting to it. It was probably out there
You
getting
know,
to it.
Cyril's played at Auburn, so it's extra this week for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. So they was out there getting to it. So you got a team that's hungry, bro. So I don't in my own opinion, I don't think it's a trap game. I think you're going to get the most focused Georgia that you're going to see that we've seen this year.
Let me ask Knowshon this because I want to. Yeah, you can't
put them away.
Let me ask all y'all this. I'll go Knowshon first, though. Georgia this season has played 4 games. Nothing special versus Clemson. Really good half. Tennessee Tech was Tennessee Tech. Kentucky was underwhelming. And then Alabama was a really bad first half and a good second half. How good is Georgia, Knowshon? Like this is a 1-game sample size now. Like Georgia has not played a complete good football game, and it's been 4 games. Should you be concerned? This isn't like, oh, we're Georgia and it's Auburn and we're just better talent. Like you haven't shown it yet. So like I want to say that Georgia should mop Auburn, but when have we seen Georgia win for 4 quarters and look elite from start to finish? We haven't seen that yet. So maybe are they just not as good as maybe we're hoping they are, Knowshon?
Bro, and you took the words and my thoughts out of my head and out of my mouth, because I was thinking that the same way. Because this could be a trap game. Auburn, of course, smells blood in the water, and after seeing all the close games that Georgia has been in this year, it's like, bro, you go in there and bro, we can beat them. Like, what's saying that we can't? You just come off a really tough game versus OU. Lose only by 7 points. Love to see it. You know what I mean? That was a close game with a ranked opponent, right? So, of course, you got the juice. You're feeling good. So this is definitely a trap game. And like I said, remember, you took the thoughts out of my head, because this is a game for Georgia that, for real, no more, hey, we're starting slow. We want to, catch fire in the second half kind of game. But I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? If we are as good as we say we are, honestly, we gotta put on these boys, but put it on them early, man. I don't want to wait. I don't even want to wait to the second quarter. Honestly, I want to be 14-0 in the first, at the least, because you can get to these boys, especially defensively. I think they can get to their quarterback, right? So the defense is going to do their job. They're going to get to them. So now it's all right, Beck. What it do? All them boys, not just Beck, man. It's all of them. We got to really go ahead and put some really good tape out there on the resume, because if you go out there and make this one a close game, this one right here, bro, yes, I don't think we're as good as we thought we were, and we got to take a step back and take it for what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can't always be as great as we used to be.
I agree. I think it's a big test right here. Like, I need to see. It's now game 5. There should be no more excuses. Yeah. Guys are healthy. You're missing your right guard, but other than that, 90% of your team is out there. No more excuses. You have to play. And I said this the other day. Like, I'm looking at obviously offense. How does Carson respond? But you look at Auburn's offense, fellas. Like, Payne Thorne was kind of feeling himself last game, and they got some dudes that can push the ball vertically down the field, catching it. Keandre Lampert-Smith is averaging 25 yards per reception right now. Malcolm Simmons has had a really good freshman year with 214 yards. Cam Coleman's averaging 24 yards per catch on the outside. It's like they have 5 stars now on the outside, which they haven't had in years, that are making some plays and gaining some confidence. And that's an area that got exposed last week. So, like, if I'm Auburn, I am saying, like, hey, fellas, we have 2 of the top 3 receivers in yards per catch in the SEC. Let's air it out on them boys and essentially silence the crowd with some explosive plays. Like, is that the recipe for Auburn of just taking some shots?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you said it. They got guys out there. 25 and 24 per catch is very insane. That means they are pushing the ball downfield. That means they are being successful doing so. But you got to wonder how different. And this is just a question for you guys. We played so different last week than we ever play. How different was that for our corners? You know what I'm saying? Just to play a different off coverage, you know what I'm saying? Like, now I wonder if we're going to play them the same, because they're nice too. Are we going to sit off of them? You know what I'm saying?
This receiving corps might be better than Alabama.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like, I think it may be Kirby saying, do we trust the DBs?
I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, at
I'm a
this
little
point,
bit
like you
worried.
said earlier, we're at that point. It's no more excuses. And I saw someone in the chat said that that Arian Smith has to stop dropping passes. I think everyone has to step their game up at the end of the day. And at this point, it's like, hey, if you do drop these passes, if you do fumble the ball, it's really next guy up, and let's go. Let's keep on rolling. And you might have to take a back seat for a little bit because we got too many weapons and too many pieces. I feel like in all areas that this train shouldn't be rolling the way it should be. Like, hey, next man up. You drop one, you know what I mean? Not to an extent, but hey, put that next guy in. Let me see Humphreys. Let me see some of these others. Let me see Evans.
Yeah,
Let me
I
see
would love
some
to see
pieces.
Evans. I love
You know what I'm
to see
saying? Let me see them all. And let me see my boy Frazier back there too. I mean, come on. Let's get it going.
This may be Frazier. Ben, do you think at this point, week 5, should the offense line be solidified? Or is this still going to be rotating 6-7 guys possibly, especially without Tate in there? Or do you think like this is a game like, hey, this is our 5 and this is y'all's game to go out there and show how dominant Georgia offense line can be?
He's going to start with his normal 5, but Monroe's going to rotate in at some point. He's going to play some tackle for us because Monroe's earned it. He plays well every time he comes in. And honestly, you got to keep guys in the program. If you don't play them and they're talented, they're going to go somewhere else. And you earn your stripes in practice. They trust him. Yes, he's our 6th best guy. So I like when they roll him in there for a series or 2 because if the next person down, I want Monroe to have some reps and live bullets in big SEC games. So I'm happy with him coming in and either giving Truss a break or sliding in and giving Morris a break on the inside and giving Monroe and sliding Truss down. So I like the combination with Monroe coming in.
I do too. Crazy flexibility, that guy. Like he's like a yoga fiend over there. Super chat from Shane. Appreciate you. If you got bunnies, you may as well have goats, especially with UJ's first mascot being the goats. Is that true? But that said, let's take it to Auburn. Were they the Georgia Goats?
Production. Look it up.
Huh? Anyone in the chat know this?
Somebody on that.
Production
that out for
Georgia.
me. Get on at CT or
Georgia Goats. I think it's always been.
He said that's true. Somebody said that's true.
Prior, yeah, it looks like it's true. Sir William, 1892.
Diane. She was on.
That was the name of the goat.
A goat appeared at the Georgia Mercer game on January 30th, 1892, and first Auburn Georgia game on February 22nd, 1892. Yeah. It was dressed in black coat with the letters UG in red on each side. Interesting.
Come on now.
The goats.
Wait a minute.
The
goats.
Sure, with a
I
goat.
like the goats.
What?
Bad.
That's fire. I need some more of them goat. I need a goat. Hey,
Goat shirt.
You know what I'm
Come on.
saying?
shirts on UGA
Come
goat.
on.
Shirt.
Put us
Hold
on,
don't tell
Shay.
nobody. Hold on, don't tell nobody. I could come up with that myself. Hey, shh.
All right, Alex has put this in the chat twice. So I got to answer it. So, Aaron Murray talking crazy about Carson Heisman being over. If he run the table and beat Alabama in the SEC championship game or playoff, he's going to be back in it. Probably. I'm just saying from what we've seen this season, I feel like that is highly unlikely because he don't got the stats. He's not putting up the numbers. He had a bad performance on the stage. Like nothing is trending in that direction at all at the moment. So like this offense and Carson would have to do a 180 and he'd have to start putting up 300 plus yards a game with 4 touchdowns. And I just don't know if that's going to happen right now.
Even if he did that, I don't think he would.
If he did that, he would be there and he might win it.
He would be there. I don't think.
And he would win it? Did you just say? Hold on.
He might win it.
If he wins out and throws for 300 yards a game.
Yeah, and 4 touchdowns and does that versus Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and then does it against Alabama in SEC championship game.
That's a big if,
then yes.
Everybody else,
I'm saying like that's a lot to do. So like I don't think he's going to do it. But
listen, everybody else playing football too, bro.
Let me ask this. Let me ask this. There was talk about Carson winning the Heisman from yours truly and a lot of people. Now that it seems like it's not going to happen, does that take pressure off Carson? and then Bobo to kind of run the offense the way maybe that you're not feeling like you have to go win a Heisman. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all get what I'm saying there? Like, does this change the mentality of like, maybe we run the ball a little bit more? Maybe we start getting the running backs involved some more? Like, thoughts, observations? Because like, listen, what does Georgia not have? Georgia has not had a Heisman Trophy winner, and Carson is the only guy in that roster is capable of doing it. So do you try and prop him up to win a Heisman Trophy? And now that that's not working, get back to doing some stuff that's just normal offense.
Nah, I can't give you that one. I think we kind of reaching for him to play better, honestly, because you wouldn't even have to try. If you were a Heisman candidate, you would just be out there doing it.
Willing and dealing.
You feel me? You'll be doing it. Like, if it ain't there, you're doing it with your legs. If you ain't with your legs, you out here throwing it behind your back. Like, keep doing it. Look at what Shador's doing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the competition is different, but he out there slinging that thing. So I think we kind of just reaching for him to be, to play a little bit better than he has. But,
you have to say we. You can just say me. You can say Aaron.
No,
you have to say we. You know, it's just me.
Yeah, I don't know.
If anyone in this chat, if anyone in the chat could have seen the text messages in our group chat on Saturday nights,
but did it feel like they were trying hard with Stetson? Like, no, he was just out there. He was just doing what he had to do. You know what I mean? So,
winning games. That's what we need. We just need to win games.
Yeah.
No matter what the stat is, just win.
Yeah, but maybe this is now Kirby saying, I'm a defensive coach. I don't give a damn about scoring points. I just want to win at this point.
That's fine with me, as long as I win.
Yeah, I don't care.
Everyone agrees with Knowshon. Knowshon's right as always. Knowshon's always right. Knowshon's always right. All right, let's get before we get it, we'll do our predictions here in a little bit. I just want to get everyone's keys. Like, around the horn, everyone give 1 or 2 keys. Doesn't matter your position, not your position, offense, defense. Really don't care. But like, as you look at this football game, Georgia, Auburn, both coming off just gut-wrenching losses over last weekend. Both teams needing a win to kind of get things started again, especially in SEC when Auburn's 0-2 in the SEC. Obviously, Georgia's 1-1 now. Keys to victory. I'll start first and let you guys think about this for a second. 1, start fast. Just like start fast. Just like get like 20 points in the first half. Like 20 plus points in the first half would be nice. And I think defensively, you have to stop the explosive plays. Like Auburn, you cannot let Auburn get quick, easy scores and keep them around. Like that's how a team like that stays around. If they can get some quick shots down the field, and that's how they stay alive. So those are my 2 keys to the game. TK, Ben, Knowshon, whoever wants to go.
You said one of mine. Start fast is for sure. It's probably gonna be everybody's. I mean, I'd like to see us come out the gate running, and then I'm gonna get positional pause with the receivers and say we got to help our guy out. Like even if he's struggling, even if he's having a bad day, we got to come down with everything. We got to be locked in cerebrally to help him out. So we got to do our part as receivers. And then last, finish. Finish. I mean, Ben, you threw that up there the other day. Finish the drill. Finish, man. Finish stronger than we start. We've done a good job of finishing, obviously, but finish this shit.
Yeah. Ben?
Scoring touchdowns in the red zone. We don't need to kick any field goals this week. We got to score a touchdown. And when they take a shot, and they're going to make plays. We're not going to shut them out. We're not going to give them a goose. They're going to make some plays, and we got to bow up, and we need them to kick field goals in the red zone. If we score touchdowns and they kick field goals, we're going to win this game. You got to bow up when you have to. Like, yes, they're going to take some shots and hit them, but once they hit them, the field shrinks. They're not going to be running by our corners no more, and we bow up and make them kick the field goal at the end, and we're going to win this game.
Yeah, well, I would have to agree with what everyone else said. I think the receivers last week, TK, did bail out Carson and did show that in the second half that, like, hey, it don't got to be, I'm going to go do it. So, yes, continue to do that. From my backs, I would love to see just some energy out there from somebody. And it could be a 1 or 2 yard run. But I would love to see some people's heads snapping back a little bit, right? I would like to see some physical running from my back to kind of set that tempo. But we the tempo setters. If we go out there and you run one of these linebackers over, you run a safety over, bro, it's gonna get everyone pumped up. And it's time to step on someone's chest and say, we here. You know what I'm saying? As a backfield. So that's what I like to see as a back. Physical runs. I don't care if they're 2-yard runs. Physical. And just agree with everyone else. We got to start fast, put 21 plus on board early on, and then see where we are at half.
This is like the first like legit home game of the season too. Like I don't count the first one. So like neutral site, blah, non-con FCS team, then on the road versus Kentucky, on the road versus Alabama. So I do think I agree with Chris Taylor in the chat. 92,000 people play a factor this week. Like it has been a while since Georgia fans have been in Sanford and have had a reason to kind of get crunk. The
I'm high. I just got
get fucking hype.
I just got hype a little.
At one point during the game, does the crowd get restless and start booing a little bit? I'm asking the question to y'all.
I hope not.
We all hope not.
Yeah. Hey, you remember when they were booing TK? I don't know if Ben, you were still there. We were playing Ole Miss, and it was a really slow first half. And we were doing the 2-minute drive, and I didn't know that we were in a 2-minute drive. So I'm like lackadaisical, getting the line of scrimmage, and fans like booing. I'm like, what the fuck is everyone so pissed off? Like, we're driving the football. Then I look up, I was like, oh, damn, we got like 20 seconds to go. We're at the 50-yard line. I ran around and then launched the TK for a touchdown. Then everyone shut up, and we just kicked their ass from there on out in the second half. But it went from like people booing to just losing their minds because we threw a 50-yard touchdown. But I truly did not know that we were in 2-minute drive. Like I blanked out.
My boy was out there tripping.
I was like, chilling.
Murray, come on.
I was like, y'all want to see something? Okay, fun.
Everybody else running around. Everybody else running around fast as shit. Murray.
I'm making checks, just waving in the sideline.
What is this boy doing?
What Alex say?
That's why I need the headset in my ear. That's why I need the headset in my ear. All right, let's we're gonna do our picks here in a little bit, or predictions for the game. But first off, as we all know, we are presented by PrizePicks this year. Super easy to use. Don't forget to go download PrizePicks on your app, on your phone as an app, or on your computer. $50 free in promo funds as soon as you make your first $5 lineup. It is, like I said, so much fun and so much easy to use. We're going to be picking our picks for this week. I'll go first, my little 3-pack of players, and I'm going to go all quarterbacks here. My first quarterback, Kyle McCord. I love the Cuse. My family's from the Cuse, so it has been fun to see them and Fran Brown as the new head coach doing their thing this year. But the confidence that Kyle McCord has had since leaving Ohio State, he has been electric this entire season. They're going against UNLV. I think he's going to have more than 305 passing yards in the football game. Come on, Cuse. Come on, Kyle McCord. My second guy, Miller Moss, has proven me wrong this entire season. I thought he was going to be just average. He has been great. USC's offense has been great. They're going against Minnesota, who has not faced anyone who can throw the football. I mean, anyone. Last 2 games, Iowa and Michigan, who just run it. They have not seen a passing attack like this. Miller Moss is going to go off because he's done it all year long. So give me more for Miller Moss. And then my last one, Missouri A&M, Brady Cook. You want to talk about someone who's been a little bit disappointing this season? It's been Brady Cook. I like the kid, but he just hasn't done it for me so far to start the season. That's a good A&M team. That's a good A&M defense. That's going to be on the road in Kyle Field. It's going to be loud as hell, hard to communicate. And I think Texas A&M can run the ball well, eat the clock, shorten the game. With all that being said, I'm going to take less for Brady Cook this weekend when it comes to passing yards. All right, let's go T. What's your 3-pack?
Sticking in my 3-pack, sticking with you, Murray, in that UNLV Syracuse game. Kyle McCord is the first quarterback in Q's history to have 100 yards through 4 games. Pretty dope. But he's done that with our guy, UGA transfer, Jackson Meeks. Jackson Meeks had 161 yards last week. Jackson. I don't even know what we got him going for this week, but I got him going for more because he's our guy for sure. USC playing Minnesota this week. Zachariah Branch. Zachariah Branch has kind of been up and down for the last 2 weeks. We got him going for more than 49 yards this week because he's a guy that's kind of been the go-to guy, but had a little slump. So we got it going for more this week because I think he's going to have a little bounce back week. And then we got Miami, Xavier Restrepo. Xavier Restrepo. He's 6'3", 205 pounds. He's a 6'3", 205 pound quarterback. He's a I think Restrepo is a baller, bro. We've seen him do a lot of things. Cam Ward is a guy that we talk about often on this show as well. I got Xavier Restrepo going for more than 75 yards because he had 100. He's been right at 100 yards in like 3 games this year. So I got him going for more than 75 this week. So that's my 3-pack for the week. And I think I did well last week, fellas. So,
I think I was 2-1 last week. 2-1. 2-1.
We'll talk about it.
2-1. All right. 2-1.
All right, Ben. Who's your 3-pack this week?
All right, 3-pack.
We just gotta wait. Everyone's gonna listen in for Ben's pronunciations of his names this week.
All right, I got Malik Williams, UNLV running back, for more than 60 yards. Guys, he had over 300 yards of total offense last week versus Fresno. Like, I think this is an easy pick this week. Got to go more. Like, this guy has been balling like 300 yards and 60 seems like a no-brainer. Then we got Le'Veon Moss. Le'Veon, however you say it, more than 66 yards. I feel like I had him every week. Every game, he's had over 70 yards. So 66 yards, he's going to keep the trend going. He's been my more every week. I like this guy. He's been hitting for me every week. And my last one, since Knowshon don't like him, I'm going to take him. I'm going to put him under my wing. My guys are going to block for him this week. We're getting more than 87 yards rushing with Trevor Etienne.
Oh,
my dog, more.
Come on.
Write it down, Knowshon. Write it down, Knowshon.
Your boy is going to break one this week. I don't know. I want to see if he's got breakaway speed. I know he can give you the 20. I want an explosive run. Like we've had explosive passes. It's time for the dogs to run the ball. Mm-hmm. That's my 3-pack, guys.
Okay. I'm usually against that running the ball shit, but I'm with that, man. Let's do this.
Knowshon, give me a 3-pack.
Hey, let me get my 3-piece chicken nugget. Talking about Trevor Etienne last week, I did say less. I went 2-1 last week. He was one of my less likely. He got into the end zone one time. Love to see it. Hopefully, this is that confidence boost that Trevor needs, man, and that now he can explode and get that 84 yards rushing, and then also get in the end zone. I think we can definitely run the ball against this Auburn team. They've been giving up 120 yards per game for the last 3 games. And I think we can run on them boys. So this week, since he did it last week, I'm going to go one more with Trevor Etienne. Let's see if we can get it done. Let's get him in the zone. Going on to my second piece chicken nugget. I'm going to go with you, Ben. Le'Veon Moss going against, I think, a tough Missouri team that's been playing really, really well. But them, just like Auburn, has been giving up some yards on the ground. You know what I mean? So along with the yards that you said, Ben, I think he does get in the zone. He's had a little lull for a couple games, but I think this time to go ahead and get in versus that Missouri team. I think Missouri still wins though, but he get in that zone. Had to sneak that in there. Moving on to the last and final piece, 3-piece chicken nugget. I'm moving over to my boys over in Miami. Damian Martinez. I think he gets in the zone. He's playing against a Cal defense that I think is a little bit overrated, honestly. They've been playing well, but we're talking about Miami here. Yeah, we talk about their quarterback. Let's talk about their backs as well. I think he punch it in for a touchdown this week, and then hopefully I can go 3-0. So that's my round it all up and for my 3-piece.
Ooh, I like it.
Hey, that was smooth. That was smooth. I like that song.
I like the chicken nuggets. I like the chicken nuggets over there. All right, so does everyone have their favorite pick of the weekend ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me. Since Knowshon was getting on me for the production value last week, we're back in Georgia, so I can show this now. So we're back. Okay. So hey, Brett.
I say Auburn.
I'm gonna go with Kyle McCord for my more. Okay.
Time out. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay.
Okay, so everyone else give me their mores or lesses. I got Kyle McCord for more than 305. TK, which one are you going for?
Got his. Go ahead.
Give me Xavier Restrepo out of Miami for more than 75
How do you
yards.
spell that thing?
You got XAVIER
XAV.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. More.
Yep.
All right, Ben, who you got?
Malik Williams. More than 60.
All right, more than 60.
I see you didn't go back to that Trevor Etienne. No, I did see that.
All right. Damn, I can't believe you didn't double down, Ben. Damn.
Mama,
All right. Knowshon?
He was scared, so.
You know. I'm gonna go Le'Veon Moss, man. I'm gonna say he get in that zone versus Missouri.
All right. Oh, it's rush or receiving touchdown. Okay.
Is Etienne the same way? Rush or pass? Because I'll take that one as well.
Everyone see how easy this is to use this? Trevor is, rush or pass. 0.5. That's an easy one there, too.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
I
is.
like
Man,
that one.
running backs be kind of having the easy
I like that one. I like that one.
They making us work.
What's that little smiley face for? Demon and goblins indicate non-standard payouts up to 100x. Ooh.
So what does that mean?
Do that one, Sato. Do that one. Do that one.
Big money.
Sato.
Get that big money.
Go on there. I'm be screaming at the TV this weekend. Let's go.
All right. Everyone, go download the app for the boys. We appreciate PrizePicks for being our sponsor this season. A lot of fun, very easy to use. Go get that money this weekend. Here is our Letterman best picks, for the weekend, along with our 3-packs that we all laid out earlier on the show. So appreciate PrizePicks once again. Don't forget $50 in promo funds with your first $5 lineup. All right. Let's get to the number picks here. Score predictions. Round the horn. Knowshon last as always. Georgia, Auburn this weekend. Final score will be 38-17. Georgia wins.
I like that a lot. I like that. I'm gonna go 35. 35. 14.
Okay. Not too far off. Ben?
31-20.
Oh.
Yeah, I like where you at, Ben.
Close.
Okay, I see you, Ben.
Close one.
Damn, that's how y'all feeling?
I like where you at, Ben.
Thank you, Brian, for tuning in. Love the show. Thank you guys for doing this each week. Appreciate you coming in. Alex over here giving me shit for saying 17. Ben at 20. Would you have TK 14?
Yeah, I almost had 10. So I mean,
all right, Knowshon, it's on you.
TK, that's the Alex page I know.
Yeah, that's 8. Yeah, that's up.
Let me get that 30. Let me get that 30-17. Yeah, 30-17. What'd you say? Did you say the same thing?
38. I said 38-17.
38, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there. 30-17.
37.
Maybe 34-17, somewhere around there.
You can't just pick. You can't just give. You have to
But you go around
one. No, you can't do that. You have to pick a number.
I'm going around 30 and around 20.
I'm gonna say around.
It could be 30 or 35. It could be 17 or it could be 13. One of those 4 numbers is what we're gonna go with.
If it lands anywhere between there, you know. Yeah.
Yes, Connor, I do hate them. Don't worry. But you gotta be realistic. I gotta see the defense do something a little bit more. Knowshon has a range. That's what happens when you sleep. That's what happens when you sleep with bunnies.
They'll do it too. They'll hop in that bed.
Do they hop in the bed with you, Knowshon?
They always, every time I'm out there, they always try to get in the bed. Every time.
Where do they sleep? Do they have a cage?
Nah, they just
roam
in their little area. Yeah, they're sleeping in an area, or you'll come out.
Can we go see what their area is? Where's their area?
It's down there, way down there.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know if I can bring it all down. Yeah, it's downstairs. I'll show you.
I'll
take a picture of it.
All right, next time we do the show, I want to see you holding the bunny.
That boy out here like Steve Irwin.
There we go.
38-10. Okay.
Hey, yo, I do want to say something. We got some good ass fans, man, over here in the chat. Like y'all funny. I'll be over here smiling, laughing at what y'all be saying. It's dope. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Did they go outside at all? Knowshon?
Nah, we go outside. We'll put them on a leash, a little
like chickens. You gotta let them out a little bit.
Walk the bunny on a leash. I lose.
They get their little ass scooped up by a hawk out there. Boy.
It's true. It's true, especially out there. All right, everyone. This is Bulldog Banter with Tavarres King, Knowshon Moreno, Ben Jones, and Aaron Murray. We'll be back on Sunday night with hopefully a lot of smiles and something to cheer about and be happy after Georgia takes down the Auburn Tigers. So tune in. Appreciate everyone once again for hanging out with us. PrizePicks, appreciate them, and we will catch you guys on Sunday. Have a great night and go Dogs.
Go Dogs.